Hello, beautiful beings. Love and laughter. Tanya Rainbows here. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. This beautiful video is for people who are on the spiritual healing path, who want to step deeper in their own authority and their own truth. And, you know, they're learning that through conversations and interactions with people. It's a multifaceted and layered topic, as a lot of spiritual things are. But I'm finding lots of interesting things as I dive deeper into claiming my authority and my power in each situation where I'm connecting with other people. And I find that there are a lot of ways that people can claim authority over you, or they use certain tactics and ways of communicating to hold authority over you. And when you are able to start peeking behind the veil and understanding when they're doing that, you liberate yourself. You take that power back, and then you aren't guilted or shamed into doing things or feeling bad, doing things from feeling bad, people-pleasing energy. You're able to trust yourself more, build that credibility and trust with yourself, to really decide what is for you and what isn't, not based on what other people think. If you need the opinion, you want some opinions or some weighing in to help you decide, sure. Be selective with that as well, because that could be a whole different can of worms. But every once in a while you need some help with selecting, you need some input, I get it. But really I've had to learn how to really double down in making choices myself without asking people. And I didn't realize how much I was getting feedback from other people till I, started opening up and discovering where I was giving my authority and power away. Because being with yourself and in your own energy and knowing what's right for you in each and every moment is top priority, at least in my opinion. Maybe it's not for some people, but when you're not allowing yourself to be your top authority and, trusting your intuition for all the choices you make, you end up just constantly needing validation from other people, needing to get, their approval, their worthiness, and then you just sit over here kind of in a weak energy state, a weak powered state, because you're letting somebody else claim that over you instead of taking it yourself. I know claiming your power and authority, especially connecting with other people, can be challenging, especially when they know how to poke those soft places within you. And maybe some insecurities comes up even through that, but even if it does, learning how to stick up for yourself and to say no even when you're being pushed towards is a beautiful thing. As most of my videos, I use my daily situations coming out of life to inspire me to, share the energy of what I'm moving through, share the energy of how to move through the situation, maybe with just a little bit more grace and ease, maybe just a little bit more insight to help somebody else. And so I did have an experience with a person, and they were trying to use something over me to get me to do something. But I recognized that they were just coming in hot, claiming this authority over me, and I'm just like, no, I don't want that. This is not the way I want to do this. This is not the energy I want to move forward in. And considering all of that before you respond can be most helpful and enlightening. Because people can be pushy. Dang, people can be pushy, especially when some of the crazy astrological energies are permeating right now. But really, I've looked at it as a place of growth and, just standing in that power more. Even though maybe 6 months ago, dealing with these kind of situations would have I probably would have cowered a little bit more. But now that I've really deepened my healing energy work, I find, if I'm going to continue to go out in the world and to help uplift people and make a difference, having authority over my own self is number one. And learning how to navigate people out in the world in a way that helps me hold my power and strength and helps me connect with the most high vibrational people for my own self. We can find all the people that are our tribe all dang day, but if they're pushy, if they're trying to get us to do something we don't want, trying to take our power away, thinking they're above us in certain situations, you might want to rethink that situation. Because I've found it's not a very good environment to be connecting with on a daily, unless that's your energy and you just know how to, whip it back. But I'm a person who doesn't want to have to always argue or claim my authority and, push back. I like to have connections that are graceful, easeful, soulful. Yeah, I don't mind the challenges sometimes, but pushy energy is not a quality I find as a very high standard in friendship or having, an everyday connection. Yeah, pushy energy can be helpful in certain ways, but I'm getting to open up and examine where maybe I'm exuding pushy energy and how I can change that. Because obviously, if I'm having experiences where people are pushy, the universe is showing me a little shadow piece, and I can admit that, and I'm okay with that. But through these experiences of finding people pushing me, I get to examine that and be like, oh, hey, that doesn't feel good. Where am I doing it, and how can I turn it into a positive experience for myself? And how can I do it without freaking out my energy system, without being triggered in a million different ways? But really, if you need to sit down and just be like, what is my highest priority and goal here? What do I want in this situation? What is number one important for me in this situation? And then claim that, and then respond according. Because if we just continue to let ourselves be dragged through the mud, feeling guilty about doing things we don't want to, then that just leads to resentment towards the person, because now you're it's like that person made me do it, but really you just made yourself do it because you didn't want to deal with the discomfort of saying no, or having to claim your power back, or maybe you're used to not claiming your power, you don't know how. At first, it was really upsetting to experience somebody where I said no and they still continued on, but it also allows me a chance to give them, if I'm called, give them feedback and say, hey, I appreciate this, but I'm seeing this with you, blah, 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 blah. They get to learn something. They get to grow. They get to see a different perspective. And you get to speak your truth. You get to practice owning it, claiming it, and seeing how it goes. Let's see here. Because you know what? Claiming your authority can have a strong impact on the desired life that you are creating for yourself. Because when we can boldly claim and boldly say, this is for me, this is going to happen, same juicy energy in a conversation as it is manifesting out in the world. Claiming it big. Sure, you might still have some blocks around it you gotta clear out, but saying this is for me, I'm taking it, I'm gonna be bold in this taking, this believing, this owning, and watch out, because the universe delivers. It sure does. And that's really powerful, because those big decisions and claimings are what really move you forward. You can be somebody who's like, oh, I kind of want, Universe is going to give you more of the, Boy, don't I know. I was world's biggest indecisive person probably just even a year ago. Well, probably a little bit longer than that, because I have been progressively getting more decisive and seeing the power in it and seeing what a disservice it has been to be undecisive. You know, and I've also seen that power of like, oh, claiming something really big, and then you're like, oh, and then maybe something happens, or I feel a certain way, and then I'm like, oh, that's not for me, I don't really want it. And then I'm like, oh, actually, yes, I do. So then I'm tugging and pulling at the universe, and the energy gets confusing. And the universe really don't know what the heck you want. Hi, Biscuit. Thanks for coming forward and bringing your positive energy in this video. So let's see. Do I have any final thoughts here? Just be bold with what your heart tells you to do. Making the right choices for yourself. Because really, when it comes down to it, when you can boldly claim your power and authenticity, the more that energy is going to show up in your energetic field, and the more the people around you are going to align with that energy as well. And you will be getting a lot less pushback, you know, because you're training yourself to be your own authority, to own your power in all the conversations and situations that you move throughout your life, your daily life with. I think that's where we will end. I really appreciate you showing up. If you like the video, cool. If you want to subscribe, I offer that up. I appreciate that. Helps my word get out a little bit deeper to other people. If you've got any questions or comments, put them down below. I'd love to open up a conversation with you. Until the next video, love and laughter.